There's a man with a lawnmower outside and he's annoying me. Hello, Skiddlez here, and welcome to the post-surgery Q&A, which was originally supposed to happen about a month ago, but then on the day I was supposed to record it, I ended up getting a cold and I completely lost my voice. So yeah, that was fun. I did find it. It was behind the fridge of all places. Found a missing rice cooker attachment as well, so that was fun. So yes, during my downtime of surgery, which if you've been living under a rock for the past few weeks, basically I was in surgery throughout the entirety or the most of July, and my jaw was wired for 6 weeks, and I was pretty much healing, and I couldn't obviously make any videos, and a lot of stuff happened over that course, and people have been sending in the last video a lot of questions to say what I've thought about stuff like E3 and new releases and stuff that's happened in the world, and so yeah, this is my post-surgery Q&A. I know it's a bit late, but when have I ever been punctual on this channel? Fuck's sake. First question, what are your thoughts on Federation Force? This has been sort of like a massive big sort of, I wouldn't say controversy, but more, it's gotten a lot of attention from Metroid fans because, one, it's a Metroid Prime game, a series that we haven't seen in ages, and a lot of people are saying that it's a very disappointing show for the Metroid franchise because it's got no Samus, it's a multiplayer shooter, and it's on the 3DS. But it's very hard to sort of put my opinions on a game that hasn't even come out yet, so, I mean, it looks alright. I mean, for like a shooter, a multiplayer, like local multiplayer shooter on 3DS, it looks okay. I mean, like I said, it's very hard to judge from a single trailer and a couple of images, but it just looks alright. But a lot of people have been saying that it's actually a marketing strategy from Nintendo, because, as I said, it's been a while since we've heard anything from the Metroid franchise, and this one spin-off title is, people have been saying that Federation Force could be sort of like a refresher to those who have never seen or played a game in the Metroid series before, so this is sort of like an introduction for those people. And then Nintendo would be planning to release a proper Metroid release on like the Wii U or 3DS or whatever, so I don't know. But from the trailer, Federation Force, it looks okay. I wouldn't plan on getting your hopes up though, but it looks alright, I guess. What was your standout moment from E3 2015? Not much really, because I'm not the kind of person who generally gets hyped for a lot of games. So what was there from E3? Nintendo, there was nothing much. There was Super Mario Maker from Nintendo, that looked alright. I want to get into that because I like games like that, we can just sort of make whatever the hell you want. What else was there? Microsoft, oh yeah, they announced backwards compatibility for the Xbox One, that was a thing. Sony, yeah, there was Fallout 4, meh. There was Shenmue 3, meh. Last Guardian, meh. Oh yeah, there was the Final Fantasy VII remake, which I'm really excited about, is what I would say if I didn't think Final Fantasy VII was a pile of overrated tripe. What else was there? Oh yeah, there was Horizon Zero Dawn, I think that's what it's called. It's a very bizarre name, but that looks really cool because it's like, well, not really post-apocalyptic, but more what I like to call post-apocalyptic, where, because post-apocalyptic is where humanity is basically surviving on a thread and everyone's in the risk of dying, but then there's post-apocalyptic where all that has passed, everything's sort of grown over and humanity has survived? Question mark? Well, basically humanity has been repopulated and is now more stable. So, and Horizon Zero Dawn looks very, very good because you play as you play this girl who uses like a fancy bow and arrow to shoot down robot animals, and it looks really cool. And it's like one of the newer IPs that I'm really interested in from E3. That looks, yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn looks really good. I can't wait to pick that up. What else was there? And apart from that, there was not much else. Just the usual slew of Call of Duty, Assassin's Creed, and all the regular stuff that. So not much else was there that really sort of grabbed my interest. So, yeah. What would you like to see in Kingdom Hearts 3? I don't like Kingdom Hearts. What are your thoughts on Danganronpa, another episode? Again, much like Federation Force, hard to put my opinions on a game that I don't have. Oh no, wait, actually, hang on, that's a lie. I do have it here, but the problem is, it's all in Japanese. Look, it's all in Japanese. I got an import copy of the game because I just wanted to get it, and because as you all know, I fucking love Danganronpa. Danganronpa 2 was my #1 game of the year last year, and I am very much excited for Danganronpa another episode. But the problem is, I got the imported Japanese version, and I don't know a lick of Japanese. So that's fun. So I'm pretty much going through the game with walls of text that I can't understand and sort of third-person shooting, which isn't really my forte. It's, like I said, hard to... What you really play Danganronpa for is for the story. And like I said, I can't understand the story because it's in a different language, but the shooting is okay, I guess. Like I said, the story, don't know much about. I do know there's translations online, but I want to wait until the proper English the proper English release comes out. And it will be coming out this year, late this year, so expect to see it on my top games of the year list this year. What medication do they have you on? Basic stuff, really, just like an IV drip, some medicine, some stuff. I don't know. I was completely dazed throughout the whole hospital trip. I can barely remember anything from the hospital. All I remember is coughing up blood because people sucking up a lot of blood because they had a little suction tube that they stuck in my mouth, and that would suck up all like the saliva and blood from the surgery. Yeah, that was horrible. Yeah, just basic medication, I guess. Not really much else to say about that. What's the most creative way to get rid of demons? Japanese schoolgirls. What do you think of the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon series? Haven't played them. Have you played any of the Persona games? Yeah, I played Persona. I got it on Vita. I got Persona 4, was it the Gold Edition, whatever. It's dumb. I know I'm gonna make a lot of enemies by saying this. Well, this and the Final Fantasy thing I said before. Persona series it's really boring. Because I'm not a big fan of JRPGs or turn-based combat. I think it's very dull, it's very repetitive, and it's just, there's barely any strategy to it. All you do is just spam your best attack and hope for the best. So, but the one thing, so I play Persona 4, it's boring, there's walls of text, there's combat which is dumb and boring and repetitive, and I got through like 4 hours in the game of just 4 hours of complete walls of text, and I only just got up to the first sort of main dungeon area, and I was just, I don't like Persona 4, but I will say the one thing I like about it is the one part where you actually have free time and you're just sort of going to school and chatting with your mates. That part I actually really like. Sorry, I'm still kind of getting off the cold, but the parts where you're just sort of roaming around the school, your town, your house, just chatting with your mates and doing everyday things, I actually found myself very sort of engaged in that part, and no other part of the game. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on Persona. They're boring as hell, and I don't like them. How did you eat? With a straw. Yeah, this is the one part that a lot of people have been questioning me on, like, how do you eat when your jaw is wired? Very painfully. It wasn't a very pleasant experience, I'll give you that, because not only was my jaw completely wide like this, because my mouth was literally like this, but I also had sort of like it's hard to understand, sort of like a plastic horseshoe. Like, it's hard to describe. Basically, I had like sort of like a plastic horseshoe-shaped, like a horseshoe-shaped piece of plastic in between my teeth, and that was basically holding my whole mouth together. And I couldn't really drink anything through it because when I had to see the doctors before the surgery, they were just saying, oh no, yeah, you just stick a straw in your back of your mouth and slurp it up. That doesn't work. It just doesn't work. And because I had to sort of suck liquid in through the gaps between my teeth. And that only works for very fine liquids, because if you just vitamize, like, say, pasta sauce, you only get so far because you can only vitamize the food so much. And more often than not, food would get stuck in between my teeth and I couldn't suck it up. And it's one of those times where eating is a very tedious experience, and it was not pleasant. I mostly fed off milkshakes, chicken soup, and potato and leek soup. That was very fun. And another thing is a lot of people online said like, oh yeah, you can just Vitamize whatever food you want. That doesn't work either, because in order for food to be properly vitamized and to drink through a straw, it needs to be very liquidy. And if it's not liquidy, it won't go up. And it was very annoying. I had more failures than successes, and it's even worse for me because I'm a very fussy eater. I only eat very specific foods, and I don't like foods mixed together, so yeah, that was fun. I did lose a lot of weight though, so that was nice. 12 kilos, really nice. But just a general advice for anyone who's also going to get so yeah, if anyone's gonna have in a situation where their jaw is going to be wide shut, don't believe what the doctors say. It's complete bullshit. You can't suck up everything through a straw. It needs to be very fine liquids, nothing particularly lumpy, and just make sure it's very properly vitamized and properly liquid. What are your thoughts on the upcoming Equestria Girls Friendship Games movie? Like I said about Federation Force and everything else from E3, hard to judge from something we only have a few trailers of. I mean, it's another Equestria Girls. I like Equestria Girls, so that's good. So yeah, Friendship Games, I guess, You mentioned you liked Ballspawn back in the day. He's kind of the guy who has unpopular opinions most of the time. Do you find yourself agreeing with him on these opinions? Yes, I do. I've been following Ballspawn, he now just goes by Jerry, his full name nowadays. I've been following him for as long as I can remember, since I've been on, since I've been on YouTube, I've been following his RVI series and everything else, and now he does stuff like Glass of Water and everything else, and he's one of the very few people on the internet who I actually sort of properly agree on his opinions, because he's a very smart person and he knows, so it's kind of hard to understand from someone who's a complete idiot like myself, but I agree with his opinions. His opinions are very much backed up by solid facts, and yeah, I agree with him because he's a smart guy and I respect him. I have a lot of respect for him, and his thoughts on episode 100, I completely agree with, because if you don't watch him, he frequently says that the episode 100 of MLP Slice of Life is the worst episode of MLP ever, and I completely agree with that, because the background ponies have no character to them. They're just characters in the background who merely exist for basically flourishing up the stage, more or less. And obviously, bronies have given personalities to these background characters, and now they've gotten their own episode, and honestly, I could not watch through the whole episode. I just watched it muted because I didn't want to watch it with the sound on. I honestly didn't, because it was not the kind of thing I was looking forward to, honestly. If I had the same personality I had, say, 2-3 years ago, back when I first got into the show, I probably would have been really excited to see it, and I probably would have loved the episode. But now that I've sort of gotten more, let's say jaded, and sort of gotten smarter, I guess, I don't really know, but basically I'm not as big as, I'm not very more, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not very enthusiastic about the background characters as I was 3 years ago when I first heard of the show and started getting into the fandom. So yeah, Slice of Life, I think it's a terrible episode. If you like it, that's fine, but I just think it's awful. It really is. Do you live alone? No, because I'm a fucking man-child. What happened to Fanfic of the Month? Cancelled it. Have you stopped reactions because of the surgery or just in general? Yeah, I stopped reactions a while ago just because, everyone does reactions nowadays. The Fine Bros, what was the first, Fine Bros was the one that sort of really kicked off the whole reacting thing. I don't think they were the first, but they were the ones who are the most popular, and a lot of people sort of copied their style. Then you get stuff like Jack D. Herbert and Master Max and all the others, and of course myself. And I just sort of stopped doing them because I got bored of it, and it's just sort of, like I said, everyone does it. It's like everyone can react to various videos, and it's just kind of boring now, and I just stopped it because I didn't want to do it anymore, and everyone else does it, so it's not that special anymore, and Yeah. Are you going for What the Pony Season 4 in a nutshell? Yes, I am. Can't put a release date on it because I haven't even started working on it, but it will happen. I will do What the Pony, like, seasons in a nutshell for all seasons, hopefully. And even when the show ends and I've sort of run out of seasons to parody, I will be doing sort of, or at least I've been planning on doing stuff like fan animations in a nutshell and stuff like that, so... Are you a fan of Five Nights at Freddy's? My thoughts on Five Nights at Freddy's are sort of like mixed, kind of like the only reason I'm interested in Five Nights at Freddy's is what anyone would tell you is the lore, because Five Nights at Freddy's has a very interesting backstory and it has sort of very gripping lore and it has that sense of mystery that you just want to solve, that we all just have like an instinct to just want to solve the mystery of the Five Nights at Freddy's universe. But gameplay could be better, could be worse, really. I mean, when you first start the game, it's absolutely bloody horrifying, but once you start getting used to the jump scares and you sort of learn how the AI works and you just sort of get used to it after a while, which isn't very good for a horror game when it stops becoming scary. I don't know if I talked about this or not, but basically my thoughts on Five Nights at Freddy's are could be better, could be worse. Who are you and what have you done with the real Skiddlez? We don't speak of him anymore. A quite defined English accent. I'm not English! Why do people say this? That a lot of people on the comments, like newcomers, say like, oh look, he's a British guy. I'm not British, I'm Australian. It's because a lot of people, especially Americans, don't really understand the difference between British and Australian accents. And that annoys me so much because I get so many comments saying, oh look, he's British. I'm not British, I'm Australian. Although having said that, I actually do have a lot of British heritage in me. My dad's mum and my mum's mum are both British. They both come from England. And I just sort of picked up sort of an English accent from them and also from watching a lot of British shows like Top Gear, and I remember watching Postman Pat when I was a kid as well, and just from watching a lot of other British YouTubers as well. And I sort of, after watching, especially Top Gear, if I was watching Top Gear for long amounts of time, I just sort of, the accent grows on me almost, and I sort of come out with a proper English accent, and it feels weird. So sometimes I do notice that sometimes I do kind of slip between English and Australian accent every now and again. But no, I'm not British, I'm Australian. Fucking get it right, you bastards. You balmy twat. You twat! Twatty cat, you're making me spit everywhere. You fucking wanker. What are your thoughts on the news of Satoru Iwata's death? That's the big one. That's the sort of big event that sort of happened during my recovery. The unfortunate death of Satoru Iwata, the former president of Nintendo Japan, was over. I remember how it was. I was checking my computer, just checking Reddit for stuff because I was bored, and I saw it was the Smash Bros subreddit. I was looking through it, and somebody posted something about Satoru Iwata's death, and I'm like, what? No, that can't be right. This has to be a joke. I looked it up. It was legit, and I was like, oh shit. That was literally my reaction, because that's just the kind of person I am. I'm not a very emotional person, so when I hear someone dies, I'm just like, oh shit, that's pretty depressing. So I'm not a very emotional person. It was the same thing like whenever any other famous person dies, but yeah, it is really sort of sad to see Iwata sort of pass on, because I never really knew about him like before he sort of passed on. I saw him in Nintendo Direct, I knew he was the president, and that was pretty much all I knew about him. But after I heard about his death and all the stuff, I looked into how he sort of how he sort of made Balloon Fight pretty much by himself, and then pretty much knows everything about the game. And I saw this like one video. It was basically the equivalent of a Japanese Let's Play, and he was there with the guy, and he was sort of chatting about, oh yeah, look how the fish sort of actually swims across, but it's actually invisible, and stuff like that. And he looks like he was actually a real top-standing bloke. I saw, like, from the video, he was sort of he had a nice sense of humour, and he was a nice guy. And it's more sad now that I know what he was like, and I know that he's passed on now, that sort of makes it more sad, I think. So, yeah, Satoru Iwata. I mean, rest in peace, but hang on, let me get a hat. Satoru Iwata, rest in peace, buddy. R.I.P. Rip in peace. We finally understand! What do you think of Season 5 so far? It's really good, I'm very much liking it. But the one thing that really annoys me now is the mid-season hiatus. Oh, yeah, why are you doing that? I think that's because of Equestria Girls, because they're probably still working on the Equestria Girls. Might not be, might already be finished. I don't know how like animation companies work properly, but it's kind of annoying that we have a mid-season hiatus because, what was it? I think the hiatus between Season 4 and Season 5 was actually the longest hiatus we've had yet, and it's sort of been a very vexing experience not having my daily dose of ponies. Or weekly dose, proper. So it's very annoying to see like a mid-season hiatus as well. Like, when will it ever end? I've had enough. I'm getting withdrawals. I'm getting sort of like pony withdrawal. I've gone mad. But yeah, Season 5 has been really solid so far. I'm liking that there's been a lot of, like the episode with Gilda in it. Yeah, she came back and she's now been properly redeemed. I like that. That was a good episode. So yeah, Season 5, pretty solid so far. You still look cute. I'm not cute! Why did you say I'm cute? I am the harbinger of death and destruction. I'm not cute at all. That's another thing I hate when people say, that I'm not cute. I'm not fucking cute. I swear. I'm a habitual swearer. I'm Australian. I'm not cute at all. Fuck off. You wanker. What are your thoughts on ukulele? I was never really a big fan of Banjo-Kazooie anyway, because I never played it. I never had an N64 growing up. My cousin did. He had it, and it was very confusing to play because I didn't know how to work the controls. So my thoughts on ukulele are probably my same thoughts on Banjo-Kazooie. It's a 3D collectathon platformer. I mean, the names of the characters both have musical instruments. I mean, old habits die hard, I suppose, but thoughts on ukulele, it's not my thing. I mean, I don't hate it. I believe it was successfully funded, I believe. And yeah, not much else to say apart from I probably won't play it because it's not my thing, but yeah. And I think that's it. I think that's it for the post-surgery Q&A, only about a few weeks late. Fucking hell. So, yes, now that I'm back and now I sort of have my voice back, I say sort of, but now that I've gotten back into the swing of things, hopefully gotten back into the swing of things, videos will now be more frequent. I have a lot of stuff planned for the future, more episodes of What the Pony, more Joel Horseman stuff, a lot more stupid shit coming up on the horizon, all in the burner, and a lot of, so yeah, it feels good to be back. I still don't know if I want to rehash the Q&A series because the main problem was I wasn't getting enough good questions to properly keep the series alive, but I still don't know if I want to, rehash the series, but because it's still sort of on its indefinite hiatus, but I don't know if I want to rehash it just yet or whatever. But anyway, I'm back. But yeah, I look completely different. Look at me. Look at my tape. Look at my face. It feels so weird. But yeah, that's it. I'm back, and yeah, my name's Skiddlez, and I'll see you next time.